ram it in, this is what I do, and then execute it, and then knock the guy.
But that's what they say, but it's not always.
The boxing world is buzzing as Errol Spence prepares to face Tim Tszyu in one of the most anticipated matchups in recent memory. This fight brings together two elite fighters with different styles, strong personalities, and everything to prove. For both men, this is more than just another fight, it could be a career-defining moment.
A lot of that impressive.
Terence Crawford believes the Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu fight is much more than hype. In his view, this matchup is a true test of skill, timing, and ring intelligence. Crawford explained that winning at the highest level is not only about power or reputation, but about making the right decisions under pressure. He also made it clear that Tim Tszyu is a dangerous opponent who should not be underestimated.
The great little men that moved up in weight, they beat the great big.
Max Kellerman described the fight as one of the most intriguing matchups in boxing today. He pointed out that Errol Spence brings years of experience against elite competition, while Tim Tszyu enters the ring with confidence, momentum, and relentless pressure. According to Kellerman, Tszyu represents a fresh challenge unlike any Spence has faced before.
Going to be the most watched.
Despite the questions surrounding Spence's return, Terence Crawford remains confident in his former rival. Crawford said he expects Spence to perform at a very high level and believes he has what it takes to overcome a tough opponent like Tszyu. In fact, Crawford is backing Spence to win the fight.
Spence is returning against Tim Tszyu. Just wanted your thoughts on the return of Errol.
I think Errol will do an amazing job. I'm looking forward to him getting back in the ring. I think he's going to be successful in his comeback.
Ryan Garcia also shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated showdown. He believes this fight will answer one of the biggest questions in boxing right now: can Errol Spence still compete at an elite level after spending so much time away from the ring? Garcia sees this as a major challenge for both fighters, with a lot on the line once the first bell sounds.
Storyline there.
I mean, to me, that's a fun fight. When I heard those two names together, I mean, that's like a lot of beef there.
Errol Spence will be going to 154 for that fight if it happens. Either way, he's going to go up when he comes back. And you're talking about two guys that are going to have basically, what, 2.5-year layoffs?
Yeah, it is an intriguing, though.
Boxing is better when Errol Spence.
Max Kellerman feels that this matchup could shape the future of both careers. He believes fans will finally get answers about where Spence stands at this stage of his journey, and whether Tszyu is ready to take advantage of the opportunity. For Kellerman, this fight has the potential to change the boxing landscape.
A guy has those advantages in boxing skill and speed, and they don't take risks. They are almost impossible to beat. And the style to me, does he rise to that level? Because it's not enough just to have that. It has to be executed at an extremely high level. Do you guys feel like he has that look to you?
Terence Crawford continues to show confidence in Errol Spence's abilities. He believes Spence still possesses the experience, boxing IQ, and technical skills needed to deal with Tszyu's aggressive style. Crawford feels that Spence's championship-level experience could be the difference maker on fight night.
Do you think you've said you don't think he beats Errol Spence?
Yeah, I think Spence beat him. At this point in both of their career, I think Spence beat him. I'm not the one to say, what he can and what he can't do. Me and my boy Tszyu had a little wager on if him and Spence fought each other, who will win. I had to back Spence because that's what I believe in. But, I'm not the one fighting, so at the end of the day, I'm not the one that controls who win or lose.
What could you tell Tim, or what could you tell him about a Spence fight if he was a future opponent?
I can't tell him nothing. I just tell him good luck, train hard, and go in there and fight.
Would you say taking the Errol Spence fight, it wouldn't be the best decision for his future? Because that would arguably mean...
I think that's a good fight for both of them in right now in their careers. I think that's a great fight for both of them because it's winnable for both of them.
Yeah. Crawford also admitted that he is excited to see Spence back inside the ring. After such a long absence, many fans are eager to see how the former champion performs. Crawford expects Spence to deliver a strong and successful comeback performance.
Confidently you win that bet with Tszyu, watch Errol in the fight.
Well, I'm not, 100% confident, I just know what the caliber of fighter that Errol is. Just like I know the caliber fighter of Tim. I think both of them have taken a lot of damage in their career so far. But I just think, Errol skill-wise, I just wish him well. I wish him well, much respect with him in his career. And I'll be looking forward to seeing what he do in his future.
However, is more than ready for the challenge. He said he has been waiting for the opportunity to face Errol Spence and plans to test him. From the opening bell, Tszyu believes that spending nearly 3 years away from competition could be difficult for anyone to overcome. No matter how talented they are.
In this camp, I was sort of sparring southpaws as well. Like, as much as I respected Nurka and what he was going to bring, like, I still needed to, it was still coming into my head that I was fighting a southpaw, you know, so it was distracting, but I did try and block it out. I did the best I possibly could.
Tszyu also sent a warning to Spence, saying that his aggressive style creates problems for every opponent he faces. He is confident that his pressure and work rate will force Spence into uncomfortable situations throughout the fight.
I can't wait to get it on with him, honestly. He hasn't fought in a long time, and I do want to expose that, you know? What do you say?
Yeah, he said, you think shit sweet, do you so bad?
Oh man, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. He's going to be in for a hard fight, you know? Because a style like me, it always presents challenges to a lot of people.
He's only ever fought at 147, Spence. Coming up to that extra weight, what should he expect in the ring with Tim Tszyu?
Yeah, just harder punches, different gloves. It was an 8-ounce. It's not 8-ounce gloves anymore. It's up to 10 ounce. And just a different feeling, you know, coming off a 3-year layoff. I'm a bad guy to choose off the first.
While Tszyu praised both Errol Spence and Terence Crawford for their accomplishments, he believes this matchup will produce more action and excitement for the fans. Tszyu feels that with the right game plan and execution, he can walk away with the biggest victory of his career.
1 point as well.
Yeah, he also lost money from me as well. So, that's just typical, man.
Obviously, he's only ever lost to Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best ever. But you know, watching that fight between Spence and Crawford, what do you see in that fight that you can exploit? You know what?
Well, look, stylistically, it's two different fighters. Crawford's technical genius, you know. So it's hard to compare what me and Crawford like against Spence would do, but it'd be just I think me and Spence would be more of an entertaining fight, you know. Like, we've both got that style that's pleasing for the crowd to watch. So yeah, it'd be a cracking matchup. Stylistically, I feel like it's a real crowd pleaser. So yeah, I just got to bring a few good tactics into this fight, and it will be.
Heading into the fight, Tim Tszyu is full of confidence. He believes this is the perfect opportunity to defeat a former world champion and make a statement. Tszyu feels that his pressure, timing, and sharp punching combinations could become a major factor as the fight progresses into the later rounds.
Always been a guy that chases the toughest and baddest challenges out there. And when I got presented with Errol, who's undeniably one of the best fighters of this decade, I didn't hesitate, and I straight away accepted. I accepted not to compete, but I accepted because I knew that the victory is only on my mind. I know the challenge that is put in front of me. I'm going to work super hard, and I'm coming for it all. And thank you again. Victory is mine.
Errol Spence sees things differently. He believes he is entering this fight as a stronger, wiser, and more focused version of himself. According to Spence, the challenges and setbacks he has faced over the last few years have helped him mature mentally. He feels more disciplined than ever and believes that mental growth could make him even more dangerous in the ring.
I guarantee you, come July 26th, you will see a better, more improved Errol Spence. It was some time I had 3 years off, and I feel like it helped me mentally. It helped me physically, gave me some time to recover, and just enjoy life, enjoy the spoils of my wins, and just being with family, being with friends. If you watch my Instagram, you see me traveling, you know, enjoying my kids, having fun, And people kept asking me, "Are you coming back? When are you coming back?" And I told them, I know when it's ready. I know when I'm ready to come back. And I knew one day that, I wake up and I decide to come back. And if it didn't happen, then I wouldn't come back to boxing. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to put on a great show. I can't wait for July 26th to be fighting in Australia, to be fighting in front of his fans. I look forward to disappointing them, putting on a great show, putting on another great performance, and showing y'all why they nicknamed me the Truth.
Crawford Tszyu recently took a subtle shot at Spence's long layoff. He suggested that after spending so much time away from boxing, a lower-risk comeback fight might have been a safer choice. Tszyu believes that facing someone with his pace and pressure immediately after such a long break could be a difficult task for any fighter.
It's definitely not recommended, to go straight into the firing line. It would have been better to start off slowly, but, on his caliber, he feels like he doesn't need tune-ups, which is fair enough. But yeah, it's going to be fireworks from the opening.
Former world champion Chris Algieri believes there are still major unanswered questions surrounding both fighters. Because of that, he sees this matchup as far more unpredictable than many people think. In his opinion, either man could emerge victorious depending on how the fight unfolds.
Guys who are very high contact fighters in terms of their styles. Tim comes right at you. He's really in front of you, like he's shown his last couple of fights. And Errol's a Terminator. He comes forward and rips with both hands. He's a combination puncher. I think he's actually going to feel better at 54, not whittling himself down to 147. So all in all, I do like this fight because both guys have enough question marks that you really don't know exactly what's going to happen on fight night. Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence. Or Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu, depending on how you want to bill it. I'll probably go Errol Spence first. But it's I actually like the fight. It's a fight where I think there's a lot of question marks for both guys. And if Errol was coming in and going right into a fight with like a Virgil Ortiz or someone who was streaking at 150, or like a Sebastian Fundera, for example, coming off the layoff, I would be a little more apprehensive than I am with this. Because Tim Tszyu is a guy who his life has been turned upside down. His boxing life has been turned upside down the last couple of years, from going from a budding superstar champion looking to make a real name for himself in the States, to taking 2 really bad stoppage losses, to looking less than stellar in some of his comeback fights, to a guy who's been switching training camps, losing touch with family members. There's a lot going on brewing under the surface of Tim Tszyu at this moment. And with Errol, he's just a big question mark. The guy hasn't been in the ring in almost 3 years. His last fight was a really bad loss to Errol Spence. There was questions about his health in terms of the beating he took from Crawford, but also the car accidents that he had many years ago, in which he doesn't seem like he's necessarily the same guy anymore.
Bernie also shared his thoughts on the upcoming showdown. He described Tim Tszyu as a sensible comeback opponent for Errol Spence, especially considering Spence's lengthy absence from the sport. Bernie acknowledged that Tszyu remains a respected name in boxing despite some recent setbacks. He believes the matchup makes sense because it gives fans what they truly want: the chance to see Errol Spence back in action and competing at the highest level once again.
For him, Tim Tszyu has obviously, lost some steam, but he still got a good name, and, really mostly about his name. I don't know about his ability at this point, but, with a guy like Errol Spence that's come off such a dramatic defeat and a couple years layoff, almost 3 years, it'll be, wow, time flies. I think it's a good opponent. I like to see the kid back. Like I said, he took awful lot of punishment in those fights. He took awful lot of punishment in those fights. And I guess I just keep him winning. I don't know if he's going to fight again. Is he going to fight one more time before Spence or what?
Yes, he is actually. He's actually having another tune-up in between.
Good. Oh, well, then it's great. It's good. It's good. Fight this year too. Good. He at least, like I say, Spence is fighting a guy.
He fought three times last year.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu. He got a win over Joey Spencer after the Bakram loss.
Yeah.
And then, he got Fundora. He got stopped in the 7th, and then he fights Anthony Vasquez.
So last year he lost to Bakram and he got 2 wins. He didn't lose to
2024 he lost to Bakram.
Tim Tszyu is a decent fighter. He's a decent fighter. Yeah, he's decent.
Now, so Spence, when this fight comes into June, it'll be obviously 3 years Yeah. And he's also going to Australia for the fight. So what do you think? What do you think about the layoff and then the beating that he took with Spence? I mean, Crawford, leading into that 3-year period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also needing to go into Australia, which is Tim Tszyu's hometown.
Well, I think the rest was much needed. I'm sure he had a lot to, talk about with the victory, like get over things mentally about that. And he probably had other stuff that was going on too, though, So he just probably handled it all, got it all out the way. Probably had stuff he was dealing with, whatever that was, leading up to the fight. But when that happened, his kind of momentum kind of stopped. So he probably had a chance to reevaluate himself.